Hi guys, and welcome to another video from Stupid is the Norm, the channel where we demonstrate how to become a millionaire in 10 years on minimum wage. And in this video I want to tell you all about the wealth triangle. Now, there are three types of people in the wealth triangle, and by the end of the video you should know which one of them they are. The first one, who sits up right here, these are the unicorns amongst us. These are the really exceptionally wealthy people like Musk, Zuckerberg and the like. Now, I don't want to pour cold water on your bonfire, but that's probably not you. It's definitely not me. How do I know it's not you? Well, without being less than sensitive, you're watching these videos, so you can't be one of them already. And how do you know if you're going to be one of these? Well, if you're in your early 20s, you've made $1 million already, you might be on your way to being one of these. And these first group of people are called producers. Now, these people, as the name suggests, have produced something, have invented something which people consider to be very valuable, consider to change their lives in extraordinary ways, and in so much they bought millions and millions and millions of them. And that's how these become mega wealthy. And it's not you and I. That does not mean to say you're not going to be wealthy, as I'm about to prove. Now, the next group of people are investors. And what investors do is take some of their money they earn from their normal jobs and they invest it in things that grow in value and kick out income. How do they grow in value and kick out income? Because other people consider what they invest their money in to be valuable, and that means they grow in value, and in many cases they kick out an income as well. The first things they buy are stocks and shares. The investors buy into the companies owned by the producers, so they piggyback on their success because the vast majority, let's say 90% of the earth, considers what they produce as valuable and are willing to spend millions and millions of pounds to get a hold of them. By investing in this company, the producers, as a way of saying thank you to the investors, grows the company, which grows in value and pays them a dividend each year. The other asset class they invest in is property. So they invest their money into property, which people who are unable to get a mortgage or don't wish to have a mortgage are happy to pay them a rent in order to live in their properties. That property too, because there's a shortage of properties in this country, will continue to grow in value, but they also get a rental income from that as well. The last group of people, and the group of people that make both these other two very wealthy, are consumers. The consumers are willing to buy the stuff that the producers produce that are in turn invested in by the investors. So this group of people work hard as they can to buy stuff that they think is valuable, which benefits these people too. These people are responsible for funding the lifestyles of producers and investors. Now, you might say with some justification, wait a minute, Perry, producers and investors consume as well. In fact, I've seen them on the Russian oligarchs. They consume the most amount of money. Those producers, they have big yachts and massive big mansions and things, so they actually consume more than these. That's true, but with one caveat: they're not spending their own money. You see, when they make their money, their mega millions, they didn't make it through the 9 to 5. They made it by consumers giving them their money. And the investors are the same too. They have rental properties and they get their money from the consumer. So the consumers are funding their lifestyles. They don't spend their money. When they're spending money, they're not spending their own producers or the investors' money. They're spending consumers' money. It's these guys that are making these two wealthy. So if you're sitting watching this video right now and you think, well, I think I'm down here. I haven't got to here yet, and I'm definitely not one of them, so I'm down here. Are you condemned to be down here? No, you're not, because I too, just over 4 years ago now, was a consumer and spent every penny I made going on nice holidays, buying nice cars, buying nice clothes. You can prevent yourself from being a consumer and join the ranks of the investors simply by cutting down your spending, generating more income, and take anything that's over and above what you need to live on and investing it just like the investors do. So what about the investors? Can they become producers? Can they become mega wealthy? Well, I'll ask myself that question, because I went from consumer to investor in just over 4 years. In 3 years, I became financially independent, where my investments have covered all my bills. So do I want to join the rank of producers? Well, first of all, I don't think I can, because I don't produce something. So maybe we'll just leave it at that. But there's another thing to consider. I right now have a great lifetime. I'm just a cab driver, by the way. If you haven't watched these things before, I have a stress-free life. When I go to bed, I don't think about what I've done the previous day, and I don't have to plan what happens the next day. Do I want to be a producer who sleeps on his couch and wonders what the stock market's going to think about the way he's planned his life or his business in the future? Do I have to want to lie awake at night worrying about where the next round of funding is going to come from? Because believe me, this is no life of luxury being a producer. These guys have a lot of sleepless nights and suffer some heart attacks on the route as well. Do I want to be like that? No, I'd rather take the consumer's money, become an investor, become a very wealthy investor, and live my yacht without having to worry about the previous day and without having to plan the next day. So I don't want to be a producer, even if I could. But you might be different. Let me know in your comments below what you think. Cheers, guys. Don't be stupid and don't be normal.